Good morning. Welcome to Fitter with Tess. Today we are going to be doing a Pilates yoga combination so that we can target the whole body. We're going to be working with two props, but there are props that you can find at home, easy to find at home. All you really need is a yoga mat, or if you don't have a mat, throw down a towel or a blanket that you can stand on or that you can go down when you're lying on the floor. Quickly, if you don't know who I am, I create programs specifically for women over 40, short workouts that you can do at home, anywhere, in between your busy day activities. And please like and subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends because I keep posting stuff on here. I also have full programs so you can find out about those. But let's get on with that class. So I have one normal little scatter cushion pillow that I'm going to use. And then I have got a bigger pillow. Now I am filming today at this beautiful yoga studio at Nanda Sanctuary in Woodstock, Cape Town. So I'm not normally in this space when I'm filming. This is one of their pillows, one of their yoga pillows, but you can use double pillows if you don't have a nice fat pillow like that. It's quite a solid pillow. So you can just use 2 or 3 pillows because we're going to be putting that underneath our pelvis. But let's just start with a warm-up. So we're going to start with the legs wide, standing on the floor on your mat. We're going to take a nice long breath in, so reaching the arms out, lifting it up to the ceiling, bring the palms together, squeeze them together as you bring those hands to your heart center. Let's do that again. Breathing it in, reaching down and out. Breathe in as you get to the top, breathe out, squeezing those arms together. Let's do that 2 more times. Down, reaching it up. And lowering it. As you bend those knees, push those knees out towards the baby toe. 1 more time. And holding it here in the center. We're going to just sway from side to side. Now one elbow pulls, one elbow pushes. So you're not quite sure what's leading or following, but it's that feeling of keeping tension between the hands. And as we go from side to side, one leg lengthens, one bends. Let's do 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more. And 1 more. Bring it back to the center. We're going to take those arms forward. Keep squeezing. And bring it in. Squeeze those legs as you stretch it up. Taking it forward. Squeeze those palms forward. And bringing it up. Now as you do that, imagine there's a big beach ball between your inner thighs. You're going to squeeze that beach ball and draw up that pubic bone to the belly button. So imagine you put on your tightest pair of jeans and you're having to do up that zipper, so you really draw that belly button into the spine, squeezing as you push the arms out and as you bring them in. And 1 more to go, pushing it down, squeezing those inner thighs. Now push it down, open the arms out, and we're going to just do a couple of easy swings and catch. We just want to get a bit of lubrication in the joints, just some large body movements, get the circulation going. And 4, and 3. We've got 2 more to go. 1 more to go. Bring it back to that second position. And now we're going to slide from side to side. I want you to imagine that your arms are on the wall. So we're keeping them at the same level. As you go from side to side, let your body go a little bit beyond your hips so that those obliques kick in a little bit. Don't forget to keep breathing and draw the shoulders down the back. I'm going to take the tension out of the top of the shoulders. And we're going to do 4 more, and 3 more. We have 2 more, and 1 more. Now we're going to hold it to the side. Turn the back foot in so that it's facing forward. This foot is facing the way that you're looking. You're going to reach with a rib cage, and up, and rib cage. Legs stay absolutely still. Rib cage, and up, and reach, and up. Only 4 more to go. 4. Keep breathing. 3. You've got 2 more. Keep zipping up your tight jeans. 1 more. From there, we're going to reach, wrap it around the waist. Reach the arm over and get a nice stretch. Oh, feel that stretch down the side of the body. And we're going to keep moving. So we're going to place this hand on the back leg, sweep this arm up and over and look at your elbow. And circling it around and reach. So let's just do a couple of these little windmill movements. And cross it over and reach. And press down, look at the elbow. And cross it over and reach. And press down, look at the elbow. We're going to do 1 more. Cross across and reach. Press down, look at the elbow. Taking it back into that warrior. We're going to turn the back leg in. So now you'll notice my front knee is bent, my back leg is straight, I'm up on the toes. From there, you can bring the leg a little bit closer if you need to. Lift up so that both legs are straight. Now you're going to bend the knees and you're going to pull those arms down. You're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together and lengthen it up. And breathe out, squeeze. And lengthen it up. Now as you work, you've still got that feeling of those tight jeans. You've got a belt on and you want to pull your tummy off the button of the belt. Squeezing those shoulder blades down and together. And lower. The back foot is on the toes the whole time. And your hips, your knees, your toes, everything is facing in one direction. We're going to do 2 more squeezes. And we're going to do 1 more. From there, we're going to reach it forward, push that heel down so you get a nice stretch into that heel. Now we're going to bend the back knee, so we're staying in a slightly folded position. Pull the arms up. Push the heel back and reach with the fingers. Swing the elbows up, squeeze again those shoulder blades together. Push the heel back and reach with the fingers. So there's absolutely no movement in this front leg. And reach. I promise you only 1 more here. And reach. From there, open the arms and let's take it into a second position. Let's get our little swings going again. Just a bit of release. Those muscles do a lot of holding when you're in that lunge position. And just a chance to let go a little bit. Tension is good, but release is even better. 2 more. And 1 more. And let's find it again. And let's lunge from side to side. Reach. And reach. Now that rib cage is going beyond the hips. Really stretch, really energize. Your fingertips don't end here. I want you to imagine the energy goes beyond the fingertips. And 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're going to hold it this way. Turn the back foot to the front. This foot is facing the way that you're looking. And reach for the ribs. And reach. And up. Now again, there's no movement in that front leg. And up. And reach. And up. Keep slipping up the tummy. And 4. And 3. We have 2 more to go. 2. Last one. 1. And reach it over. Wrap the arm around the waist. Let's give ourselves a moment here just to stretch. Really energize through the arm. Feel like someone's pulling it away from your shoulder. And now pushing down to the leg. And rotate. Look up at that elbow. And circle it over. Stretch, reach with those fingertips. Pressing down, looking up into that elbow. That front knee stays bent. And reach. Still pushing to the outside of that back foot. And 1 more. Reach. And looking up at that elbow. And we're going to take it back to that warrior position. Turn that back leg forward. On the toes, you can bring it a little bit closer. Start by stretching the legs, arms up to the ceiling. Now, if you're struggling with your balance, make sure you've got a nice wide base. I'm just going to quickly show you so that you don't have this leg behind this one. You've got a wider base, like standing on a surfboard instead of a tightrope. Bend the knees, remember the back heel stays, or squeeze those elbows backwards. Shoulder blades together and reach up. And lower and squeeze, reach up. And lower and squeeze. And reach. Think about that bra strap area. You want to really close it at the bottom of those shoulder blades. 4 more. And lift. Keep zipping up the tummy. And 3 more. We're almost there. 2 more to go. 2. And lift. 1 more. And lift. Now take it forward. Remember that you are keeping this one bent. And we're going to bend the back knee. We're going to pull the elbows in. Squeeze those shoulder blades together again. Try not to hike the shoulders into the ears. So that you think of the lower part of the shoulder blades. Press the heel back as you reach. And drawing it in. So the body stays leaning slightly forward. There's a fold in this hip. Here, because you're leaning forward, you're going to really suck the tummy in. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And push the heel down, feel the calf stretch. Squeeze. And push, only 1 more to go. Squeeze. push. Are you ready to open it out? And bring it back in. Bring those legs in. Shake them out for a little bit. We're going to take it down onto our mat. So you're going to start off with your small pillow. And we're going to go straight down to our seated position. This pillow is quite a wide one, so I'm going to fold it in half. Put it between my knees. Start by sitting up really tall. Feet, I like to be right at the front of the mat. You're going to hold on to the back of the thighs. Start off by tilting the pelvis, rounding the spine, shoulders out of the ears, empty all the air. Then you're going to shift the shoulders behind the hips. So we want to stay in a rounded spine. We don't want to be back in a nice flat spine. Rounding, think of your waistband pulling to the floor. Come back into the rounded C curve and sit it up tall. Let's just do a few of those, just to mobilize that spine. Tilt the pelvis, pull the belly button in, and then shift the shoulders behind the hips. Come back into that rounded C curve and sit it up tall. Let's do 2 more of those. Breathe in tall. Tilt the pelvis around the spine and shift the shoulders back. Come into your rounded C curve and lengthen. 1 more to go. And tilt that pelvis, scoop the tummy in and shift it back. Let's pop those hands off. Can you find that balance? You can keep the hands behind the legs if you want. Hands back behind the legs, round the C curve. Sit it up tall. Let's try that again. Breathe in nice and tall. Breathe out, tilt the tail, scoop, rounding the spine, shift back, pop the hands off. Now we can put the hands back and we're going to try opening 3 times. And 2 times. Still keeping that rounded spine, sucking that belly button in towards the spine. We're going to take the hands behind the legs, back into the rounded C curve, and sitting it up nice and tall. Take a moment to grab your pillow, extend the legs. Now if you feel more comfortable doing so, you can do this with your knees bent, and you can hold on behind your legs to help you. So we're going to tilt that pelvis and we're going to roll down to the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Try and melt the back into the floor. Once you get there, that pillow is straight above your head. I'll show you another version just now in a moment. So as you take the pillow over, what you need to watch out for is that the ribs don't flare open. So let's keep those ribs knitted together, bringing the head and the hands up and reaching it up. So this is your full roll up, and we're going to take it into a little stretch. Oh, always tight in the mornings. Sitting up tall. Let me show you another version. If you're okay with that, you carry on with a pillow. A modified version is you're going to tilt, you're going to slide your hands back to help you roll down to the floor. But give the legs a length when you get there. When you're ready to come up, first get that tilt. Bend the knees, nod the chin, grab onto those legs to help you come up. So this is a modified version that you can do. Let's try that again until you're strong enough to go down without holding onto the legs. Extend. First tilt that pelvis, get the lower back into the floor, nod the chin, use your hands to help you come up. So let's do 2 more where you keep modified version or full version. And rolling it down, 1 vertebra at a time. Check the rib cage. You want to knit it down and in. Breathing in, head and hands. Breathing out, a nice big stretch. Oh, enjoy that stretch for a moment. Hold it. And sit up tall. 1 more time. Tilt. Rolling it down. 1 vertebra at a time. Taking that pillow over the head. Or holding on the back of the legs. Breathing in, head and hands. Breathing out to reach. And taking it over the legs. Sitting it up tall, we're going to do 1 more. And tilt, roll it down. Once you're on the floor, stop with the pillow straight above the head. You can wriggle down your mat a bit if you are like me and off the edge of the mat. Bend those knees, bringing them closer. Again, I'm going to fold my pillow to put it between my knees because it's such a big pillow. Now we're putting that pillow between the knees to access that pelvic floor. And the inner thighs. Put those hands on the floor and reach your middle finger towards your heels. You're going to squeeze on that pillow, release. So let's just do 8 of those. Squeeze, release. Squeeze and hold, release. Squeeze and hold, release. Let's do 4 more, release. 3 more, release. Last 2, and 1 more. So we've just woken up those inner thighs. Now I want you to think about that pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is those muscles that help you hold in your urine. So that feeling of, I know this sounds gross, but when you're standing in a queue at Pick n Pay or Checkers at the shopping shuttle market, and you need to fart, you are holding in that fart. So you're using all those muscles. There's no nicer way of saying it. So let's try and find those muscles, and you'll find after a while they'll want to let go. So I'm going to keep reminding you of that pelvic floor. So pelvic floor. Now tilt the pelvis slightly, pull the belly button down into the spine, squeeze on the pillow, and start to roll up until you are on your shoulder blades. Now we're in a bridge position, but we want to be careful of those ribs flaring open. So you want to pull the ribs in and together. You want to squeeze those glutes, and you want to tilt. So if you go too far, you're going to end up with those ribs popping open, and there's no access to those abdominal muscles. So rather keep it a bit lower. Don't try and go too high. You want to really try and keep those ribs and hips connected. And let's roll it down through the spine, feel the lower back. Release the pelvis to neutral, then release the squeeze on the pillow. So we go, squeeze the pillow, pelvic floor, belly button to spine, rolling it up. At the top, check that you're holding chopsticks between your ribs and your hips. And rolling it down, pull the tummy deeper into the spine as you melt the lower back into the floor. Release the tail, and then you can stop squeezing the pillow. One more time, squeeze the pillow, pelvic floor, tilt, and rolling it up. Keep those ribs connected. Let's float those arms up to the ceiling, but let the shoulders be relaxed into the mat. Right arm goes over, and left arm goes over, and we're keeping those hips elevated. You are squeezing on that pillow. You are squeezing those glutes to hold it up. You are pulling that belly button into the spine. Try not to let those ribs flare open. Only one more. And now let's place those arms down and roll down through the spine. Feel the lower back. Release the tail. We're going to take that pillow out from between those knees. I'm going to place it on the floor for a moment. Let's just find our core, so pelvic floor, little bit of a tilt, belly button to spine. Float your right leg up. So this is version number 1, what we're going to start off with, and we're just going to do a tap and a lift. Now as you're tapping and lifting that foot, keep the lower back on the floor. So if you are very beginner, very new to this, rather stick with this exercise. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Lower the foot down. Only once both feet are down, you let go of everything. Let's find pelvic floor again, belly button to spine, tilt, float the other leg. And we go for 8 here. 8 and 7. So the next version I'm going to show you is a bit more advanced. If it's too much for you, you come back to the simple version. 6, there's no competition. You do what's going to be good for your body. And 8, and lowering it down, release that connection. One more time, pelvic floor, belly button to spine, a little bit of back to floor, float one leg. Here is level 2. Either you work with one leg and keep it here, or we try and go more advanced with the other leg, but only if you're not letting your back arch. So let's keep that low back to the floor. This time we're going to alternate. So if you're working with one leg, you're going to go for 8 on the right, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. If you're working with one leg, put that leg down and change to the other leg. If you're working with both legs, while they're working with one leg, we are lifting their head and shoulders and adding another dimension. 1, and 2, and 3. Imagine holding an apricot under your chin. And 5, and 6. So you're working with one leg, put 8 on one leg. 8. For those of you that have the head up, lower the head. Gently lower one leg and the other. Shake everything out. And now we grab our pillow again. So we're going to hold that pillow above the nose, belly button to spine, float one leg. And again, this is level 1. Breathing out, take the pillow and the leg away from each other and bring them back. Now the key here is to not get the back over because then your tummy's not working at all. You've got to really keep the lower back to the floor, pull the belly button into the spine, and keep those ribs down. 4. Now if you're sticking with this, that's fine. We do another 4. If you want to challenge, cover the other leg too. For the last one. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Lower the legs, shake it out, give yourself a moment. Everybody on the other side, belly button to spine, a little bit of spine to floor, pelvic floor, float the other leg. Let's start off with the modified version. 1, keep the ribs and the hips together. Push down for that belly button. And 3, beginners, you're going to stick with this for the next 4. My more advanced level, we lift the other leg. 5. Keep thinking of the time you push it down to the floor. 6. Almost there. 7. And 8. Gently lower one and the other leg. Shake it all out. From there, you are either going to use the pillow or you place it down and put your hands behind your legs. You're going to do one more roll up, so taking that pillow over, breathing in, head and hands, breathing out to reach, up and over for a nice big stretch, and sit it up nice and tall. So we're going to give ourselves a break from that position, and we're going to go onto our hands and knees for a little bit. Hands directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Imagine there's a gap in between for another leg. We're going to start off with just a little bit of a pelvic tilt and release. Now as you do this, you'll notice my shoulder blades are moving. So we are not doing a full calf stretch. You try to keep the upper body nice and still. You're just tilting and releasing the pelvis. But now as you release the pelvis, try not to let the tummy hang out. So that tummy is sucked into the spine. So let's do one more tilt. Hold the leg, tuck the toes under. Hover the knees. Lower the knees. Keep the toes tucked. Release the tilt. Where's that tummy? Suck it in. Tuck the tail. Squeeze the butt cheeks. Hover. Lower the knees. Release the tail. And again, tuck the tail. And hover. Lower the knees. Release the tail. 2 more to go. And tuck. Putting that belly button in. And release. And lower. 1 more to go. And tuck. And hover. Release. And lower. A lot of forward today. Let's tuck and hold. And hold. Now either you hold it here or you take one leg back, the other leg back. Make sure that you're not collapsing that waist. You're still tilting and squeezing those glutes. Bring the leg back in, other leg in, release the knees. Now if at any time you need to, you can take the weight off, release those wrists. Let's actually take it into a nice recovery stretch for a moment. Give yourself a nice big breath in and out here. And let's bring it back onto all fours, tuck those toes under, draw the belly button in, and we try that again. So we go, tilt the pelvis, squeeze those glutes, hover the knees, extend one leg back or just stay hovering, extend the other leg, bring one leg in, still tilting and sucking that belly button in, other leg comes in, lower the knees, release the pelvis. Let's try that one more time. And tuck and scoop, hover, stay there or more advanced, extend, reaching to the top of the head, bring the knee in, other knee in, lower the knees, point the toes, pull back into recovery, reaching out through those fingers. Give yourself 2 deep breaths in here to the back of the ribs, and out, one more time, and out. From there, we're going to tuck the tail under, scoop and look into your belly button so that we can uncurl, and we're going to come back into our 4-point knee leg. But this time, we're going to lower ourselves down to the floor. Now we're going to have this big pillow, or if you've not got one of these, you can put 2 or 3 pillows on top of each other, and we're going to place our hands on top of that pillow. Legs on your width apart. You're going to press your pubic bone into the mat and suck it in. We're going to start off by hovering the right arm, pull the shoulder out of the air down into the waist, and release. And hover the left arm, pull the shoulder away from here, and release. Try not to let go of the back. So you need to keep that tilt, pubic bone pressing into the floor. Hover, and release, and hover, and release. Now keep those arms there, zip up that tummy. Can you squeeze and lift the right leg? And lower. Squeeze and lift the left. And lower. 2 more. So we're just trying to find it without losing that connection of sucking the tummy in and keeping that pelvis tilted. Now let's do right arm and left leg together. Shoulders out of the ears. Pubic bone tilted into the floor. Suck the tummy in. Right arm, left leg lift. And lower. Left arm, right leg lift. And lower. Pull that tummy to the spine. Right arm, left leg lift. And lower. Really pull your postural muscles. Left arm, right leg lift. And lower. 2 more to go. And lift. And lower. Last one. Lift. there. Scoop those arms around. Push it up, and again, back into recovery, opening up that back. Give yourself a nice deep breath into the back of the ribs here. One more deep breath. Just allowing it back to lengthen. And then bring it up into all fours. And we're going to grab your tower of pillows. Or if you've got one of these big fat pillows, we're going to grab it. And we're going to put it underneath us and put it under our sacrum. So that is the part of your pelvis. A little bit unreal these days here. That is the part of your pelvis that is just above your coccyx. So we don't want it in our lower back. Now in this position, you'll see your back's going to want to arch. So let's start by tilting that pelvis. Zip up that tummy. You can either put your hands on the pillow or on the floor. I find it's easier on the floor because I can give myself some nice support. We're going to zip up deeper to float one leg, and then even deeper to float the other leg. Now try and keep that tilt in the pelvis. You're going to pull one knee to your chest and tap the other toe down, and change. So it's very similar to the jogs that we did earlier on. Now though, we don't have a supported one foot on the floor, and you've got to really maintain that tilt. And change. Pull one knee close, extend the other leg so you can open the hip. And 6, and 7, and 8. From there, bring the knees together. Extend the legs up to the ceiling. Now you've got to deeply connect. As you lower the legs slightly away, don't take them too low because then that back is going to lose that connection. So you want to keep that tilt. We're going to turn them out. We're going to sweep the legs around in a little bit of a circle. Now you can bring it almost over your nose and keep the tummy zipped. As you lower, you've got to really connect so that you don't arch back. Don't go too far. Circle the legs around in a very small circle. And above your nose. Breathing out, keep that tilt. Circle it around. And above your nose. So a small version can just be here. Even here, as long as you're keeping the tilt in the pelvis, you're working that core. So obviously it depends on how strong you are. The stronger you are, the lower you can go and the wider the circle can become. But we want to really make sure you keep that sit the whole way through. We're going to do one more. And let's keep breathing. And bring it out to the ceiling. Zip up again. Lower ever so slightly. Turn those legs out. Now you're going to be like a frog. So flex those feet. Bend the knees. Pulling your legs in towards you. Push through those heels, squeeze the inner thighs together. And bend. Keep that tummy zipped. And squeeze. And bend. Breathe out, squeeze. And 4. Squeeze, keep that tilt. And 3. And squeeze. 2 more to go. And shh. 1 more to go. And shh. Bring your legs back on top of you. Gently lower one foot. The other, you can let go of everything. And you can push your pillow away. Now again, you might have a tower of pillows. So we're going to put our feet on the pillow or pillows. So now our feet are slightly elevated, hands again in a slight V. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. Breathe out, pelvic floor will not fart, will not breathe. Tilt the pelvis, belly back into the spine, and roll it up until you're in a bridge position. Now we're going to hold it there, keep those ribs and hips in shape. We're going to float one leg up. Try to put the weight even across the shoulder blades. Lowering it down onto your pillows. Now this can also be done, float the other leg, with your feet flat on the floor. So if the pillows are too soft, you can just push them away and do this with your feet on the floor. You're still going to get those legs active. What we want to do is try and keep those hips at the same level. Keep tilting that pelvis and zipping up. Keep it going to belly button. And lower. And lift. And lower. We have 2 more. Keep zipping. Keep the knee holding for 1 more. And lower. And roll down to the spine. Release that tail. All the way back to neutral. 1 more. Breathe and prepare. Breathe out. Pelvic floor tilt. Rolling it up. Now float 1 leg up. Imagine there is a pencil on the top of your knee. Draw a little circle with that pencil in one direction without those hips losing their height. So it's very small. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Hold there, put the foot down. Make sure you still tilt and roll down to the spine. It's a little release. Breathe in, prepare. Breathe out, pelvic floor. Tilt, rolling it up. Hover the other leg. Think about that pencil. And 1. Not too much wobbling in the hips. 2. You can also do this with your hips flat. And as long as you're keeping those hips really flat and even on the floor, you're still going to get some core work and stability work. And 6. And 7. And 8. Bring it to the center. Place the foot down. First, make sure you're really tilted before you roll down and release it. Shake it all out. Let's hug those knees into the chest. Let's just pop them in a few times, just releasing the back into the floor. Hands on the knees, and let's just circle those knees out. Just releasing into the hip joint. Circle it the other way. Nice and easy. Deep breaths. From there, you're going to hold on underneath the legs and we're going to hold it up. Then push your pillows away. And we're just going to do a little bit of a stretch. So you're going to start with one leg in front of you, one leg on the inside. Sit it up as tall as you can and reaching up and over. Let the head collapse and just give yourself a couple of breaths. You might feel this in your back as well. It doesn't matter if you're not very close to the leg. Just take it to where you can feel that stretch. If your back is very tight, you might feel it more in your back than your hamstrings, but that's okay. We want to stretch everywhere. From there, you're going to sit it up tall. This leg is going to come into parallel and you're going to cross the ankle over the bottom knee. Hug the knee into the chest. Sit up really tall and rotate, trying to look over your shoulder. Give yourself a nice deep breath in here and out. Grow even taller in the spine. And out. And going to gently unravel. Let's take that leg in front, bend the other knee, lift it up nice and tall, breathe in and breathe out to stretch over. Give yourself a couple of deep breaths here. Allow gravity to pull on your head and release you into that stretch. Take another deep breath in here. Remember, you need to hold those stretches. Not to move in and out of them. One more breath. And gently uncurl. Bend that knee. Cross it over, bottom leg. Hug the knee into the chest. And rotate and try and look over your right shoulder. Sitting up as tall as you can. Breathing into that lengthening spine. Hold it for another breath. And gently release. From there, we're going to take it onto all fours, into our forward kneeling, toes under, down dog, and then stretch out the back of both legs. And just pedal those legs out a little bit. Feel those heels reaching towards the floor. Feel that stretch. And now let's stretch both heels to the floor. Bend the knee slightly, try to get the ribs to the thighs. Push the heels down as you hold the ribs as close as you can. Again, bend the knee slightly, ribs to the thighs. And press the heels down. Keep those ribs there, one more to go. And from there, let's go up on the toes. Tuck the tail under. Now you might want to walk your hands forward, your legs back. You can drop one knee if you want. We're going to bring one leg in front, so we can just open up into that hip flexor. So another option is to be here, if you're struggling to be with your toes under. But what we don't want is to be up here. You need to really open up into that hip. So whether the knee's down or the leg is straight, just try and open that hip flexor. Reaching to the top of the head. Keeping one deep breath here. And bring the leg back in and push back into your down dog again. Feel the ribs towards the thighs. Up on the toes. Tuck the tail under and circle through. Bring the other leg in front. Reaching out to the top of the head, either dropping the knee or keeping it straight, just to open up the front of that hip, lengthening through the top of the head, constant feeling of energy through that head, out through that heel. Give me one One more breath in here. And take that leg back. We go one more time into our down dog. Pushing the rib cage through. From there, soften the knees. And we're going to walk the feet in until your feet are underneath you. The knees are bent. Let the body hang. Grab hold of your elbows. And we're just going to ragdoll for a little bit. Just letting the body sway. Let's do a couple of these so you can just really enjoy the feeling of reversing the effects of gravity on your spine. Let's do one more side to side and relax the arms. Bend those knees, zip up that tummy as you uncurl. If you need, you can walk your hands up your legs. And we're going to finish today with one deep breath in. Bring those palms together into that prayer position, to your heart center. Thank your body for moving for you. Well done joining me in this little workout today. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe and send it to your friends. Invite them to join you for